Namaste. Today we are here to talk about what is plasma therapy. Now, interestingly, I think almost more than a decade ago, the WHO approved plasma therapy as one of the weapons in the war against viral infections and pandemics, from Ebola to H1N1. Plasma therapy has been known to be one of the therapies that has been effective. The question comes as to what is plasma therapy and how is it effective. Now, when a viral infection enters the blood, there are certain immune cells, lymphocytes in the blood that release antibodies, and these particular antibodies are found in the plasma. Now, our blood component comprises of two parts. It comprises of cells, which comprise of more than 45% of the group, and 55% is plasma, which is nothing but colorless water. So this particular plasma contains a lot of these rich antibodies which know which know how to target these viruses and eliminate them. And that is why we call them as passive immunity, which means the plasma from a person who has recovered from the infection has certain rich antibodies which can, when given to a person who is infected, help him clear the virus. And that is why it is also popularly called as convalescent plasma. The word convalescent comes from the term convalescence, means he is in a period of recovery. So when this person who has eliminated the virus cured himself and he is now recovered, this patient's blood has certain very valuable antibodies in his plasma. Now that is why plasma therapy is effective. Now, how is it different from a blood donation? In all probabilities, it is very similar. That in blood donation, you give the complete blood. In plasma therapy, our hematology department, we have Dr. Sachin Jadhav, Dr. Ashish Doot at our center at HCG. The hematology department then has certain special devices. We call them the plasmapheresis machines, the apheresis machines. And these machines have high centrifuge spinning capabilities, wherein they separate the blood cell components and send them back into your body. So they don't take the 45% cells which are valuable for your hemoglobin, which are valuable for your immune cells, they send them back. And only the water content of the blood is given and taken back. So on an average, when you give, you must have all donated blood at some time in your life. When you donate blood, you realize that they may take about 450 ml of your blood. Here, they take 500 ml of only your plasma and send back the blood. So it's like only taking half portion of that blood, not the complete portion. And that is why plasma therapy is slightly different from complete blood donation, because here part of the blood cells are sent back into your body and only the waterless content of the blood is taken into the storage, and they are stored as packets. Now this is what comprises of a plasma donation. Now what is important for donors to understand here is, it's very crucial that each donor can save 2 lives. So for example, today in Karnataka, we have about 700 patients in the ICU, roughly. And we have about 80,000 plus patients who have recovered. In the current evidence, we know that plasma therapy is one of the effective therapies. And today US FDA is also, along with several other countries, including India, allowed its use in off-the-label settings. So Mayo Clinics, one of the very renowned centers in the United States, has published its work on more than 20,000 patients. And similarly, there is data available in the US of more than 55,000 patients use on plasma. What is very important is that there is a growing evidence to say that plasma therapy is useful. There is a growing evidence to say that in the moderate, severe and critical setting, plasma therapy is useful. We know today that in the moderate setting, that means when there is a patient who is just getting into breathlessness, the plasma therapy has yield results of up to 100% in combination with standard therapy. In the severe setting, that means when a person is in the ICU and with high flow nasal oxygen support and having a chest infection which is significant, in those settings up to 80% recovery rates have been documented in literature. And in the critical stage when the patient is on a ventilator, up to 60% of them can recover when given standard therapy plus plasma. Now, there's still a lot of data that we still need to gather to prove the efficacy of plasma, which is why a lot of global organizations are looking at building up a randomized control trial to look at data. HCG today is playing the role of participating, setting up the plasma bank in Karnataka in guidance and support with the state government of Karnataka. HCG has also played a role to participate with Victoria Hospital um, uh, in participating in the phase 1 bar 2 clinical trial, which is looking at the safety of plasma therapy and part efficacy. Now, this is where HCG has been playing a role to actually look at how can we set up an SOP. So the idea of setting up a plasma bank at HCG, which is spearheaded by my colleagues, Dr. Sachin Jadhav, Dr. Ashish Dutt, both of them who are well-renowned hematologists, is to not only give plasma to people but also to help districts and other states set up a plasma bank. So we've been handholding several governments, several district administrations and colleagues and friends from across India to see how can we help build a very stringent, clear SOP which comprises of data confidentiality, which comprises of monitoring, which comprises of license compliances, which comprises of collating data together and streamlining it, including how do you set up a telephone line, a kind of a caller ID, how do you set up collaborations with NGOs. So they've built an entire SOP in place on how do you set up a plasma bank that you can successfully run and save lives. And that's what we have been doing today at HCG. Now, what's very important here to understand is that beyond this, the plasma bank has also been playing an important role to look at how can we contribute to research and innovations also. One of the important things that has been a hurdle or a glitch for the success of plasma therapy has been understanding of the antibodies, which means that a person who has mild symptoms or a person with no symptoms may not have antibodies in his blood. At the same time, a person with severe infection can develop a lot of antibodies. So there are mixed reports that have been available across the globe in literature on who has high antibodies, who has low antibodies, and what comprises neutralizing antibodies. So that is where a lot of global work has been going on. We have personally been working with the Emory University in Atlanta, who have been helping us understand this. And at our own center, our own immunology lab at HCG, which is the ICRES lab, spearheaded by Dr. Gururaj and Jyotsna, have been working together with us to look at guiding us on how do we understand the immune profile of each of these COVID patients better, so that we can look at understanding new targeted therapies to focus on patients. Now, this part of this thing requires a lot of further research, and this is ongoing at HCG today to contribute and see on who among these particular patients who have recovered have the best immune systems. And so today, our ongoing efforts in this direction has been to understand how can we contribute better to the science of plasma therapy, at the same time make every bit of an effort to contribute and to support the state government of Karnataka, support every single COVID hospital in the state which has been working on it, where critically ill patients are there, to see how can we help them supply plasma wherever they need it to make an attempt to save lives. It's also important to know that plasma therapy has to be given to certain specific blood groups, and that particular thing is available at HCG in terms of information on the blood bank deciding on which particular blood group can be given which particular plasma. So all this is very crucial before you give plasma, and HCG team has been constantly liaising with hospitals which are interested in giving plasma to their patients, not only by giving just the plasma, but the clinical team, which comprises of our hematology team, connecting with those doctors and actually handholding them through the procedure and plan of plasma therapy. So we've built a very detailed SOP document that actually can help you, handhold you into setting up your own plasma bank. Please feel free to get in touch with our hematology team at the Plasma Bank of HCG, and they will be happy to handhold you in every step to help you set up a plasma bank and also save lives. Today, In each state, we have thousands of patients who have recovered from COVID. For example, in Karnataka, we have 80,000 plus patients who have recovered from COVID. And each of these particular patients who have recovered from COVID need to know that in their plasma is valuable antibodies which can save two lives. Now, today in Karnataka, we have more than 700 patients in the ICUs across various hospitals in the state who may be needing your assistance. I would urge all of you to go and reach out to a plasma bank near to your hospital or near to your respective homes and come forward and donate your plasma so that each person can save two lives. I urge all of you and request you to come forward and support the plasma bank initiatives across the state. I urge all of you to come forward and become a plasma warrior. I urge all of you to come forward as a good Samaritan and save lives. Thank you.